coming out of like being stuck in my house, I just wanted to make something more upbeat, something that felt like happier, just gave people an excuse to dance, honestly, and just
Okay.
move.
We're so far away from the place that we started. It feels like we're strangers in this apartment. I don't know.
Welcome back to Radio Heatwave. My name is Josette, and I'm joined with the ever so talented Zachary Knowles.
Hey,
So,
thank you for
Zachary,
having
how are you doing today?
me. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So, first of all, I just want to say congratulations on dropping the video for your song Stranger to Me. The song is like a bittersweet goodbye letter to an ex-lover, and the video perfectly captures that feeling. So, I just wanted to ask how the song itself came about.
Yeah, that one was a direct result of just being stuck inside for a while, honestly. And then once travel stuff kind of opened up, I was able to get together with some friends of mine. And previously, like to that, a lot of my music was kind of slower, maybe like a little bit more sad. And so coming out of like being stuck in my house, I just wanted to make something more upbeat, something that felt like happier, just gave people an excuse to dance, honestly, and just
Okay,
move.
that's nice. I also saw that you um, posted that you got some friends together to shoot the video for this track. So could you tell us more about this like entire shooting process and how this whole like camping idea came about?
Yeah, for sure. Um, the two main guys that we shot with was TJ Hoover and Jonah George. And it was super fun. I grew up camping and just I love the mountains and anything outdoors. Like I just grew up always hanging out outside with my brothers and family. So we went to the mountains and shot this video, and it was sweet. It was like hanging out with friends, and we were just, I don't know, chilling, shooting a video. It was like 40 degrees, so the whole
Mhm.
time my hands were like freezing, and we were
Oh
all like
no.
incredibly cold. But it was fun. Like I didn't even, none of us really noticed it because we were all just having a good time.
It sounds
But
fun. Well, okay, on that note, you kind of have an album coming out on the 6th of August, and the title track Tendency to Be a Loner was so well received as it should be. And I saw that you said you worked with Alexander 23 and Ash on this track. So could you tell us more about what this entire collaboration process was like for all three of you?
yeah, so it started with me and Ash just connecting, and I had it was kind of towards the beginning of me traveling and going out to LA. This was all before COVID
Mhm.
happened. And I was kind of getting out of my comfort zone, like getting away from home and just traveling. And we met up, and I had asked her if she had anything like fresh on her mind that she was like going through, any ideas that she was connecting with. And she presented that idea of like tendency to be a loner. And immediately I was like, oh, I love this. Like I connect with this
Mhm.
like very deeply. And so we just hung out, wrote the whole thing, and then kind of sat on it for a minute. And then me and Alexander 23 linked up and kind of started becoming friends. And so we sent it his way, and he threw some production stuff on top of it. So it was cool because it was like me and Ash wrote it, and then it was cool like hearing his influence on it as well. Um, so it was a cool team effort. That one was fun.
That's nice. Okay, speaking of influence, so your EPs Magnolia and Feelings were about growing up in like a small town in Texas and just experiencing life. So what would you say Tendency to Be a Loner will like tackle?
I think tendency to be a loner, like it's one of the reasons why I chose that song as the title track is because I think the whole album itself kind of embodies not necessarily like with the messages of the songs, but like at least how it feels. Because I structured it, it's like one fast song, one slow song, one fast. So it's like kind of like this the whole time. And the album I think kind of portrays what it feels like to be an introvert, which is what I am. And I think like in the season of life that I was making that whole album, I was just realizing that like, oh man, like I'm pretty introverted and I love to just hang out. And I can be an extrovert sometimes, but at the end of the day, like I get energy from kind of just hanging out, like by myself or like with a close friend or something. So I think that overall the album just portrays that, like that energy of what it feels like to be introverted one day, then the next be like, oh, I'll go out and hang out with some friends or something.
I get
But
that. So having collaborated with these talented musicians already, like you just talked about, who else would you like to work with?
Yeah, I would love to work with John Belling. Has always been someone I would love to work with. I think his like creating process, his writing process is just on another level. Paul Klein of Laney, I would love to work with him. Sasha Sloan, I think she's one of the most incredible writers of our time. I don't know, there's a long list. Phineas, I think, is amazing.
Oh yeah. So I read in an interview that you like immensely value personal connection and that you feel like your music is like aimed at building relationships. So I just wanted to ask why this is like such a crucial thing to you.
I think relationships are just huge in life. Like as far like I used to struggle a lot with anxiety and stuff growing up. And so at least like for me, it was really important for me to have friends around, like someone that I could establish a relationship with so that I could share with them like what I was going through. And so I think I just value relationships like really heavily. I think that they're just super important in life, honestly, just to get you through things that you might be going through, or just, I don't know, sharing memories with people, I think is just awesome and an important value for me. So yeah, and it's crazy because music is like founded on that. And I look forward to the days whenever I get to like play my music for people in person, because I'll get to see their faces and like establish that connection with them in person. So
well, okay, having said that, if it weren't through music, how else do you think you'd be spreading this message if not for like through music?
Yeah, I've thought about that recently, actually. I think photography has always been something I think is really cool. I think it would either be like photography or I would dive deeper into fashion, because I think clothing is like a really cool way for people to express themselves and connect with people. But yeah, I've always loved both of those things, like photography and fashion. I think are sweet because photography, you're just capturing memories, and I don't know.
So can we expect like cool merch?
I think you can expect cool merch. Yeah,
Okay,
I would hope so. Definitely working on some stuff.
Oh, interesting. You also said in the same interview that you kept your music a secret when you first started like producing songs on that little like light up keyboard thing. So I just wanted to know why you didn't want to share all of that initially.
I think initially, whenever I started doing music, that was kind of during the time where I struggled with a lot of anxiety. So for me, it was like I was scared to put it out. I was scared for people to see something that I worked on like in my private life. And then at some point I just realized like, who cares? And I just went for it, and people supported me and actually enjoyed it. And yeah, but I don't know. At first, I think I was definitely scared, but that's like some encouragement I would give to anyone is like, if you're scared of something, I would just say go for it. Like for even like shows for me, like if you had asked me 2 years ago if I would want to play a show in front of like 1,000 people or whatever, I would freak out and be like, no. But I think because that's something I was scared of, like I pushed myself to do it. And once I did it, I was like, oh, this is actually incredibly awesome. Like I would love to do this more. But yeah.
That's cute and immensely inspirational. So I think that's the perfect note to end it on. Thank you so much for doing this. If you guys haven't already streamed the songs Tendency to Be a Loner and Stranger to Me, you definitely should. And wait for the album dropping on
August 6th.
August 6th. So this has been Josette here on Radio Heatwave, only the hottest thing on campus.
You used